Today marks the end of the FIA Connect week, the virtual replacement to the regular FIA Air Show. And just like the real thing, that final day focused on the future for people in this great industry, despite the difficulties we currently find ourselves in. FIA Friday sessions demonstrated a commitment to diversity and inclusion and outlined solutions and offered sound guidance for those interested in careers. And while there were positive messages about the future, there were also strong demands for changes from employers and the way we encourage, or not, the diversity we demand. Just listen to Dame Deirdre Hutton, the chair of the UK Civil Aviation Authority.
One statistic I have is that in the UK, we have the lowest number of women in engineering professionals as a career of anywhere in Europe at 11%. You know, that is really pretty awful. And if aviation grows, as I actually believe it will, with all these challenges, then actually the industry is going to need women. There aren't going to be enough blokes to do the jobs. So it's really important. But also diversity just brings such an interesting range of ideas. It makes people more creative. It just brings in a whole range of different things. So what are you going to do to get girls?
On a panel of inspirational women, Kirsty Murphy, the first female pilot with the Red Arrows, told how one company which had received just 8% of female applicants for an engineering job changed the language in a repeat advertisement.
So they've not changed the job, they've not changed the roles and responsibilities, they've changed how the job is described. Some of the competitive wording was removed, the words like challenge or competition are taken out, and other words put in place along the lines of being able to make a difference, working as part of a team. So like I say, not changing the job, changing how it's described. And when they put the advert back out, they had 48% of people applying it were female.
One of the biggest sectors generating excitement as well as making a difference in space. Kathy Bowden from the UK Space Agency outlined a whole raft of areas of collaboration and interest.
It's also about climate data. It's also about Earth observation data that gives us information about the planet, about agriculture, about geology. It can go absolutely anywhere. And one of the things I always say about space is that what's your passion? What do you really like doing? And we can probably find a place that you can use your interests within space.
But she warned employers, you need to step up and realise that you have to make a difference as well.
I talk to a lot of our stakeholders and particularly the employers within industry. And what they say is that they don't see enough work experience on CVs. You've just alluded to it. Actually, there's a bit of a disconnect here. If students can't find it, then how can they get it? So 7 years ago, we established a scheme called Space Placements in Industry, SPIN. And so for the last 7 years, we've been effectively brokering opportunities for students during their university studies to be able to access all kinds of different work experiences across the sector.
Sharon Odubade, a graduate consultant at Atkins, speaking on a panel of young professionals in defence and aerospace, said that inequality removes opportunity or inspiration, even at school. Sharon developed an interest in defence at secondary school, where joining the Combined Cadet Force, the CCF, was compulsory, but all that changed at college.
My sixth form was ethnically diverse. It was a girls-only grammar school, but we didn't have any of those kind of schemes. If you wanted to be a part of the CCF cadets, you had to enrol at the boys' school. So we didn't get that same kind of level of exposure as at my secondary school, where you would have members of the armed forces come to the school and give talks.
You can still see all of those sessions for at least another week on the Farnborough site. You just need to register. And finally, I thought we'd navigated our way through this week without any mention of the B word, which dominated our debates until the C word emerged. Yes, Brexit. But it was a message of reassurance from the head of the UK CAA.
Nobody should think that we would, as it were, plan to cut off our our relationships with EASA, because in fact what this will mean, I think, is that the CAA will need to be even more international than it already is. So very good relations with ICAO, with the FAA, with EASA. We aspire to continue to act as a world-class regulatory player, as I'm sure we will.
So it will be all right on the night. Well, it's been a great week, and I think it filled a nagging void. But with science on our side, with our passion and with our belief, we can get back again. And one has to believe that Farnborough 22 will be the place to visit for real. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you at Farnborough in 2 years. Goodbye.